Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, Dhanavad Saram.
Can you hear me okay?
Ji Gurudev.
Can you hear me okay?
Ji Gurudev, can you hear us?
Okay, better. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namah Shri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Aurarya Madhurya Gunai Chayutam Varam Varenyam Purushamantam Narayanam Tam Sirasa Namami Vidandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Shri Krishna Padabhya Udaikavadi Chaitanya Lilamrita Sarasaram Narayanam Tam Sadatam Savanti जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्री गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Rafa Maria Salvation of Peter Gurudev. Born Guru Varga Nomination Center Dandavat. All the assembly Vaishnava Tower. Dandavat. Vancha Kalpataru Vyacha Krupa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Tomorrow, tomorrow is Vasanta Panchami. Very wonderful day. Gaur Shakti, Vishnu Priya appearance day. Then is also Saraswati Puja. Uh, why Saraswati Puja we will tell. Actually, there are two kinds of Saraswati. One is transcendental and the other shadow. So we are going to do tomorrow Para Saraswati Puja, worshipping. Saraswati meaning, in India, they in all the schools, colleges like that, once a year they do Adhishtatri Devata for education, studies like that, knowledge. So we also do, but we are para, that is apara. Para includes apara. So, so Vishnu Priya is that Shakti, knowledge, bhakti. Like Vishnu Tattva has three Shaktis, Sri, Bhu, and Lila Shakti. Sri, Bhu, and Lila. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila, the Lakshmi Priya, she was Sri Shakti. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was away in East Bengal, along with his student, he could not come back quickly. Lakshmi Priya It means could not tolerate. So she left her out of separation mood. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shachimata made an arrangement, married with Vishnu Priya. She is the Bhu Shakti. Bhu Shakti meaning Bhakti. Bhakti, Adhishtatri Bhakti. Bhakti knowledge. And she is also Leela Satyabhama. And her pastime is, it breaks our heart. She was so she was viraha, separation mode, and also the following of bhakti is was so renounced in a sense. So our Gurudev used to say, whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went through, we see so many separation and is mood of renunciation. Actually, compared to Vishnu Priya is nothing. She went through so much. Srinivas Acharya, he had a darshan and he's telling how she's mud balls, one filled with rice. And then she used to, in the morning, she would start doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One grain put into the empty pot. Then another time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare. Tears flowing in her eyes. Because Lord taken sannyas and went away. So one more grain. Like that, till noon, after noon. How much grain will be there after noon? That she will cook rice, offer it to the deity. She had one golden deity, deity of Gaura. Offer it, and then she cooks, offer it with tears again, and then all the time she was cooked. Then Satyamata will take part of that. Whatever left over, she would take. People wonder how she was able to keep her life together. And no one has seen her. Only the lotus feet sometimes. She used to take 3 times bath in the Ganga. So much. So that extreme austerity. By just having her darshan alone, they will enter into Vaikuntha, Golokunda. Such a powerful personality. Hearing her voice or anything, so powerful. Some acharyas say the way Lord Ramchandra did when he was separated from Sita, Mother Sita. He also made golden deities of Sita, and he also worshipped them for yajnas like that. To pay back that runa, that indebtedness, Mother Vishnu Priya, she did this. She established one golden vigraha of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and then did that seva. So heart-touching. Wow. Appearance days tomorrow. And there are 2 kinds of vidya. One is Paravidya, the other is Aparavidya, transcendental vidya, knowledge, education. And then this is the apara, the material world education. Most of the people in this world worship this Saraswati. She is nothing but the Amsha of Vishnu Priya, Vikara, transformation of the part and part of that transcendental Vidya, Aristotle Devata. So that what they do tomorrow. Then also is Vasanta Panchami. We will talk why we call it Vasanta Panchami. So then also it's a Srila Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunandan Thakur, Raghunandan Thakur, their appearance tomorrow. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. One time I think we talked about his last time. His disappearance. He is non-different from Rupa Goswami. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But without him, so much inner details of Bhagavatam would not have been known. Such a great personality. Wow. So we have to remember all these tomorrow. Actually, every day, not that only tomorrow, every day we have to remember great personalities. Vasanta Panchami, then the calendar goes on. Advaita, see there are 4 fasting day in February. At least 4. Advaita Saptami, that is 8th February, Tuesday. We have to do like Ekadasi, because Vishnu Tattva. Then 12th February is Ekadasi. 8th, then 12th. 8th is Advaita Saptami. 12th is Jaya or By Me Ekadasi. Then 14th is Nityananda Trayodasi. So 8th, 12th and 14th. Then 27th February is Ekadasi. At least in India, maybe you have to check it. Then 1st of March is also Shiva Chaturdasi, Shivaratri. So that comes in the March, but 1st March. So in February, we got 8th, 12th, 14th, and 27th, and 1st of March. So we should not think, oh, so many fasting days. It's actually it's a great opportunity. Fasting is that we can. It will be opportunity for growing in bhakti. So we should not think we should be very joyful. That we are getting so many ekasis. Ekasi like Advaita Saptami, Nityananda Trayodasi, then 2 Ekadasis. Then 1st of Shivaratri also we should worship like Ekadasi. Ekadasi also. Then 14th March is Ekadasi. That is Navdeep Dham Parikrama would have started. 13th. Second day is Amlaki. 18th is Gaur Purnima. So now the seasons, Vasanta Panchami. Vasanta Panchami is Vasanta Rutu. 12 months is divided into 6 Rutu, seasons. Most of the world, I think, 4 seasons, right? Like that we know, 4 seasons. Summer, winter, spring, and then rainy season. But in India, 6 seasons, 2 more. In some places you can actually feel it. And of course, if you go to Malaysia and all that, it's only one season, too hot, summer, all the time. Tropical, like, very, in India, you see that Vasanta Rutu is very, one of best season, because at that time, it's not too cold or too hot. Then everywhere it is carpeted with yellow color flowers. Even here we can see yellow flowers. Tree is full of yellow flowers. We can send a photo. So also the rivers will be very calm. Rainy season, and long time, right? Winter is also over. So it's very amazing time. And Krishna wears the yellow clothes tomorrow, because it's a reminder that to show how grateful he is, how Radha's color is yellow, is remained, how dear to him. He wears the yellow. Pitambar is always Pitambar, yellow, but tomorrow especially more yellow. He wears to show his how dear Radha to him. So on that day, the Rasalila is also celebrated. Now there are 2 kinds of Rasalila. One is it is where Krishna and gopis dancing, and then Krishna is between 2 gopis, or Krishna, and then in center Radha and Krishna. It is very amazing. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has said it is not that Krishna is one. Of course, he could have manifested himself as so many Krishnas, but he did not do it because it's like a human-like pastime. He was so quick. He is between them. How, suppose you take a candle or something burning, tie it with a rope, and then swing around, right? You appear like, the light everywhere, but it's actually one. Something like that. It's moving so fast. And how many gopis? Shata Koti, 100 crores, more than millions. So it is beyond, of course, anything is possible. That shows is the highest Leela, among all his pastimes, Ras Leela is the like foremost Leela. You know. So that is called Nitya Ras and Maharas. So Nitya Ras meaning Nitya Ras, Maharas. Yeah, two. Nitya Ras is that going on spirit, in Golok Vrindavan every day. Nitya Ras, Nitya, like Nitya Dharma, Deva Dharma talks about Nitya Dharma. And then Maharas. Maharas is the one they talked about in Adi Purana and Srimad Bhagavatam. Then the Maharas is also Sharadiya Ras and then Vasanta Ras. So, Sharadiya Ras that is done during the Kartik, that is being described in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. And Vasanta Ras is described in Gita Govinda. But tomorrow the thing is about that Vasanta Ras. So what is the difference between these two? In the Sharadiya Ras, all kinds of gopis are there. Meaning Nitya gopis and also who are like from the the golden Sita, the gopis, Yajna Sita gopis, Yajna Sita gopis, like different kind, the Munichari gopis who have taken part in Krishna's pastime before entering the spiritual Golok Vrindavan. So all those gopis taking association of the Nitya gopis, Nitya Siddha gopis. So whereas in the Vasantik Ras, only top gopis are take participation. In that, in that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking, Rai Ramananda, that how do you, how to, that Radharani is very dear to Krishna. So in reply he is telling, see in Vasanti Ras, that is done near the Chandra Sarovar, near Govardhan, that night. That night extended like almost day of Kalpa, day of Brahma. In other words, Chandra became standstill looking at it. Wow. He forgot to move. Everybody. And then in other words, extended. The night, ordinarily, suppose if we say night is 12 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, like something, that became extended entire year. The scientifically also it can be explained. It is not that it is something. See, whatever Bhagavatam is talking is actually real science, real truth. You should not think it is something imagination or anything like that. It is an offense. Everything is has taken place. That's why it's describing. If you look at even Lord's one simple thing, that Sarvatra Sarvada, that if you, of course this may be too much for you to understand, but the point I'm saying is in quantum mechanics, There are no two electrons having same quantum state within an atom. No? Pauli exclusive principle like that. It's like two vehicles having not having the same registration number like that. So same way, two electrons cannot occupy the same energy level. But who is enforcing it? For all the atoms in the entire world, how many atoms are there? 10 to the power of 100, more than 100. We know up to the 10 to the power of 6 million, 10 to the power of 9 billion, 12 trillion. Afterwards, you might have run out of words. so 10 to the power of 100, how big? How? Who is enforcing? Same time, all that. Scientists accept it. But how and who is it? That they have no idea. So there is a partial agreement. So if they listen to Srimad Bhagavatam from a devotee, holy person, authorized, then they can understand. Otherwise, not possible. So like that, this rasa. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling. Sukadeva Goswami, he has platform of not distinguishing male or female. He's beyond mundane karma. This mundane desire beyond that. So he is glorifying. So you can imagine how powerful, how purifying it is. This Rasa activities, gopis. See, the gopis have no even a trace of their personal joy or sukha, only to give pleasure. And Krishna also doesn't have it. No enjoying tendency. He's only is what do you call in every day morning we sing that Gopangana Chitta Vinodana Gopangana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Gunagana Dama Samasta Gunagana Dama Gopangana Chitta Vinodana. So he's only there to their chitta in our mind, intelligence, whole thing. Giving, bringing the pleasure or making them ananda, joy. That's all it is. So gopis are trying to please Krishna. Krishna is trying to please gopis. That's all. There is no, oh no, I want to enjoy with them, or I want to enjoy Krishna. Not like that. The trace of it is not. So it is pure, beyond pure. Nirmala, uh, Nirmala, faultless, faultless. That's why hearing this, we become, see, in this material world, our problem is this karma, laukika, this mundane karma. So one and only way solution is to get completely purified is this hearing or describing others, hearing from a person. Yeah. One who has heard from a pure devotee, who has no karma, like that, it will become free. Even if a heart once this pastime hearing will enter there, and what it will make, our Gurudev says, is that this Laukika Kamadeva. Laukika Kamadeva is like Krishna's son Pradyumna, is Kamadeva. That's also Krishna's Shakti. Now the Amsha and Amsha, part and part of him, of that one part, you know, Vikara, transformation, uh, Bimba, Ekika Kama, this material Kama Deva, he is there in the heart. So when this transcendental, this listening to this pastime, Raslila enters our heart, the Kamdeva who is there, materialistic Kamdeva, he becomes murchit, meaning unconscious. Okay. Because he also wants to serve, looking at the Krishna's pastime. He also wants to serve. And in that mode, he becomes unconscious. Unconscious meaning we become, we have no more botheration from him. So our this real bhakti takes root in our heart, and is forever is in murcha. So, like we have heard pastimes of Krishna, Brahma did not have a feeling that Krishna is Supreme Lord, or is source of all incarnation, the source of all like that. So he wanted to well, then what he did, he stole just to see how Krishna will react. So he stole all Krishna. Then what did Krishna did? He did Mandara power. Then what Krishna did, he expanded himself as Sakas and the cow, the calves, and he was doing it as if nobody able to find out, not even Balaram. Went on for a year. Only 1 week left. Then Krishna decided, oh no, Balaram should also be known. So he gave inclination. Then Balaram came to know. See how powerful. Then Balram is asking, oh Krishna, are you not satisfied with one milk, not drinking one's mother? I will drink from every gopis, mother. Then cows, like that. Then, of course, it was also their desire, Krishna uses this pastime to fulfill the desire of all the gopis, also wanted him as their son. Cows also wanted him, Krishna as their calf, So, then when after 1 year Brahma came back, he saw these cows and calves. He realized, wow, he got defeated totally. Then he asked forgiveness from Krishna. Krishna gave him. So it's beyond the power of Brahma, because he made them hide in one cave. He saw there, and they are there, and here again there. So he got confused. Then he saw both eyes, because he has many eyes, 4 set of eyes. So then he realized simultaneously there and here, beyond his Shakti. Then Indra also did try to do. He got so at Govardhan. See, Krishna does not interfere with the power of the Devatas. He did not interfere with the power, Maya, that he was able to manipulate Brahma. Now, so Indra, okay, you want to bring rain? Okay, use your power. I'm not going to curtail your power. Same thing with us. He's not going to curtail our small independence. Understand? It is our choice. So, uh, then what happened? then Indra, so he brought so much rain. He thought, oh, I've destroyed, Vrindavan, cows, everything is finished. But then when he realized that not even a drop left, so Krishna lifted, protected them. Then his Abhima, oh, I'm controlled, this, that, is completely smashed. It's falsified completely. So then he came to senses. Then he did with the Surabhi cow. He made Abhishek for Krishna. That's how the name was also given. Govinda, Govinda, Damo, Dharma. Cows. Surabhi cow gave the name because you are our real Indra. This nonsense Indra is nonsense. He's trying to kill us. So they worship Krishna was very happy. So, and also now because same way as like Brahma, Indra, all these, same way Kamadeva also, he wanted to test Krishna. This Laukika, mundane Kamadeva, who is a formation of a part of Pradyumna, insignificant. But still, they have that feeling. So, but he is so powerful. He has disturbed Brahma, Indra, so many people, right? Kamadeva is also powerful in this material world. Material Kamadeva is powerful. So he has that feeling, oh, I controlled, I've made, Indra, Brahma, all that. I will also do Krishna like that. So then Krishna accepted the challenge. Okay, you want to do? Okay, let's try. Then this testing, this Rasa Leela, Shatakoti gopis arranged in an order. Then in a like a Sharat Kala, the time and the breeze, everything was favorable to actually Kamadeva. Krishna started doing his Rasa Leela. Saying that, he became attracted. See, that's why when Krishna made appearance as Manmata, meaning Manmata. Manmata is a Sanskrit name for Kamadeva. Manmata. He made him enchanted Kamadeva. Usually Kamadeva enchants everybody, right? But he got enchanted and he said, I want to serve him like everybody. So he became murcha, meaning unconscious. And he wanted to lose. So Krishna easily defeated him also. So this is what the aspect of. So if we want to defeat the Kamadeva, which is always disturbing us in our heart, right? The enjoying tendency, enjoying our sense gratification, all this. So what is the best medicine? Gurudev says this is what it is. So in reality, this Rasalila and the mundane material, this is not, some people without knowing Krishna Tattva, they think it is, Ashlila, like that. But there is nothing not like that. Because in either party, like we were telling before, gopis are pure, Krishna is pure, beyond pure. So their interaction between them is also purified. It purifies everything. It attracts even a great personality like so it is beyond any So we should not think, because they have not heard from a pure devotee. Sukadeva Goswami, so he is describing in the assembly of who were there in that assembly. They were Devarshi, like Narmun Devarshi, Maharshi, great sages, Viparshi, Viprash, there some Rajarshis, and so many of them, great personalities were there, describing this. So he would not have, if he has felt something, then he would not have called Krishna as Atmaram, Atmakar. Instead of, he could have called him as Bhogeshwara. Instead of calling him Yogeshwara, Kameshwara. No, he did not call it. So, but this is what the mundane, very unfortunate people. But in any case, we have to forget them, that part. But we should be aware of it. The reason why it is so most pure. Even part. So this is what Vasanta Leela. That's why Krishna says, whoever describe these, they become free from karma. He gives that benediction. And also, he himself says, oh Gopis, I am always indebted to you. Yes, so pure, beyond anything. And he has given up all attachments, all the things. So, that is what it is. So, that's why Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, and you see we heard Vishnu Priya. What a renunciation. To please Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And then she herself feeling that indebtedness. What Lord Ram? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Ram, himself here. So what he did in her separation. So she is reciprocating that separation from Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So same way in our life, we are, if we realize our separation, see, to make progress, there is in the separation mode. We are separated, and when will that day I will get united? So like that we have to feel. You have to remember the pastimes of Vishnu Priya. Then, if the appearance day of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, many pastimes are there. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is the Madhavendra Puri's disciple. When Advaitacharya took Diksha, about the same time, took Diksha from Madhavendra Puri. But he was exalted devotee. But nobody could recognize him as Vaishnava, because he used to dress like mundane people, clean, white clothes like a milk, and even a smoking chukka, and then aristocratic, his sitting place, everything surrounded by scent and all that, But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew he is only making it up. He is disguising himself. So when he came, before he appearing, Navadvip, oh, Pundarikare, ma bapre, crying. Oh, my father, bapre, oh, my father is coming. So he used to live on the bank of Ganga. So he was so amazing, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. It's amazing, Um, he's one next, like Queen Kunti. She's praying to the Lord. How? Oh Lord, how does she pray? Let all my difficulties go away? No, opposite. Let more difficulties come in my life. Have you heard of anybody like that? So Pundarik Vidyanidhi is something like that. He never used to touch the by his feet Ganga. He never used to take bath in the Ganga because he felt so pure. How can I put my feet in it? It's the water, that washed the lotus feet. I'm not qualified. He was crying. But that's why daytime he never used to come because it was disturbing. People taking bath in the Ganga, swimming, doing this way, that, putting on soap, all these things. He could not bear that. It was so holy. So he used to come in the night time because nobody will be there in night time. Bah, very flowing. And he used to pay obeisances from a far away, to them, like that. So in his pastime in Krishna Lila is the Vrishabhanu, father of Radharani. Vrishabhanu. Vrishabhanu. Navasashi Leki. Vrishabhanu, King Vrishabhanu. So much. Radharani, it appears like she is more, with Vrishabhanu. Of course, Kritika also, not very few Leelas we hear about Kritika, mother Radha. But when Radha was appeared, her eyes were closed, and Kritika was crying. He was falling, she was crying, breaking her head. Oh, what happened to this girl? Why she is closing? She's blind. I mean, she could not bear, her baby closing his eyes. She was crying and breaking her heart. She was broken hearted. So much love for Radha. So that we see, and more also Vrishabhanu. So of course now Radha is Gadadhar Pandit. So one day, of course, the Mukunda is like friendly with Gadadhar. He took him. Oh, there's a great Vaishnavas come to Navadvip. So let's go and meet him. So Gadadhar Pandit was always anxious to see great Vaishnava. So then he went there, and of course, Pundarik Vidyanidhi is sitting like aristocratic. When he saw that, Gadadhar Pandit had a little flaw in his mind. How come? He can be a Vaishnava. So much. Looks like aristocratic. So much wealth and, surrounded by so many materialistic things. So, of course, Mukunda noticed that, What he did was, Mukunda, he understood mental state of Gadadhar Pandit. to bring out Krishna's, his love for Krishna. So he recited one shloka from Bhagavatam about the Putana. Aho bakiyam stana kala kuta jinga sayaya paya lebe gati datri dayalum sharanam raje. So this pastime of Putana, saying, as soon as that went, aho bakiyam stana kala kuta sharanam raje dayalum tato anyam kam va dayalum sharanam raje. And that entered his ear, he started crying, throwing his dress, this, that, whole table, smashed everything. Ashtasattvika, thing created body of Pundarik Vidyan. When then Gadar Pandita, wow, just by hearing last time, wow. Because even though Putana came to kill Krishna, how Krishna reciprocated? He gave her a Dhatri position, like a nursing mother in Golokunda. How kind it is! How kind it is! How kind it is! So, अच्छा,
ये दांत के माधुर एक माधुर देख
वो रवि से पूछ रवि
ये कृष्ण प्रभु वो छाती में बहुत दर्द है
हाँ।
1000 টাকা देगा
अच्छा बलराम से पूछ
मतलब
हाँ।
हाँ,
So, so when that pastime of Putana entered, how kind, how merciful. Whom I shall, how can I leave him, taking shelter. I must take shelter of Krishna. Oh, like that, man. Then things started, burning him. Oh, I offended him. What to do? Such a great devotee. I could not recognize. Then he told this to Mukunda and also Chaitanya. Then they said, you should take Diksha from. Yeah, offended. That would be. So when Mukunda mentioned this to him, he gladly agreed and fixed a date for Gadadhar Pandit. And of course, he is Radharani's father, previous, Krishna's past. So, like that, There are many, Chaitanya Maha, he was very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he understood. He has taken part in Jagai Madai's liberation, when the transformation took place, Jagai Madai's pastime. Then, in the courtyard of Srivasangan, then Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri, Swarup Damodar was his like a friend, close friend. Pundarik Vidyanidhi and Swarup Damodar, very, very close friend. So Narendra Sarovar, they used to, in the water game, they used to throw water at each other, like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is taking, and then also cleansing the Gambicha temple times. One time when he was in Jagannath Puri, this incident happened in past time. See, when the winter, in the beginning of winter, wooden Shashti, they call it wooden Shashti celebration. So that day they start wearing him the winter clothes. keeping warm. So that is usually washed with the, in India they make something like, uh, you know, ah, ಹೌದಾ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗ ಮಣ್ಣು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತುಳಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು. ಏನಿವೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಂದೆಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ they used to play. What happened was this: the deities Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, they put on this clothes. So because Swarup Damodar is very dear to him, like a friend, he used to open his mind. These devotees, Jagannath servants, they should know better. Uh, Jagannath should not be Baladev. They should not put these clothes. This is not Shastra, not pure. Then Swarup Damodar telling, from the point of view of Jagannath, he is Supreme Lord. There is no rules, regulation. Whatever he wishes, he can do. No, that is true. According, concerned Jagannath, I am no one. But the servants who are serving Jagannath should be aware of this. They should not do this. So he was little concerned. Then what happened was, I said, light down. You light down. उधर भी. So they should be aware of it. So he was thinking like that. Then in the night, what happened was, in the night, so Pundarik Nidhyan Jagannath having a dream. There he saw angry Jagannath and Baladev came, very angry. Oh, you are saying like this, finding it like a caste in us and also in our servant, like that. But they're like this. They hit his cheeks. So both. And then morning, he was concerned, looking at them. But inside is also pleased, in a sense, he's being hit by both Balaram and Krishna. Then he saw, when he woke up, these both cheeks are swollen. And devotees are all wondering what happened to him. So, who will who will hit? Krishna will hit one who is very dear to them, right? Otherwise, he will not. So, it shows how dear he is very dear to Jagannath Pundarik Vidyan. So, such a personality, his appearance tomorrow. So we pray. What is it? Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered him as a father, great devotee, great bandhu, relative, like that. So many ways. Always glorified. He was always crying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whenever he remembers Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he was crying. So, Then it is also appearance day of Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunandan Thakur. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Raghunandan is also amazing person. Pradyumna, like the Pradyumna we were talking. Pradyumna, Anuruddha, Vasudeva, Sankarshan. These four Chaturvyuha, Krishna's expansion. So that Pradyumna is also become a in Krishna's pastime, Priyanarma Saka. That Pradyumna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, Abhinna Deha, meaning non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Raghunandan. He took appearance in like a Vaidya, meaning medicine, like Ayurvedic medicine. His father is Mukunda. We sing about Gaur Arati, Mukunda, Vasugosha. His son is actually Raghunandan. Then, of course, because looks like he is the son of Mukunda, true. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day asked Mukunda, Mukunda, I have one doubt. Who is asking? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, Mukunda. I have one doubt. Your son, Raghunandan, is your son or you are his son? In other words, he's asking. Then Mukunda is telling, oh Lord, I have come to the conclusion that my father is Raghunandan, I am his son. Because in bhakti, he is foremost. I am learning bhakti from him. No, that's why he is my father, no doubt. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, you are right. And my doubt is clear now. Like that. So, so it is not the question of, the mundane relation or the age. Of course, we have to respect both, you understand, in our dealing. But when it comes to bhakti, if one is more advanced, we have to be, not by age or, like that. So, to see one Leela it happened, you can see even today. What happened was, Raghunandan, when he was a small boy, always pastime with Krishna. His father Mukunda wanted to go somewhere and he had he has to go quickly. So he told Raghunandan, Raghunandan, please take service, do service to Gopinath. That Gopinath duty. You offer him. Okay, he said, then he made preparation, all for Bhoga. And then he crying, Gopinath, Gopinath, please take it. Then, Gopinath is, is controlled by the love, pure love. Raghunandan, he took everything. Then later on, Mukunda came back and he said, bring the Bhoga. What Bhoga? To bring. Yes, Gopinath has taken everything. So then Mukunda was astonished. Wow. Then on some other day, after a few days later, what he did was to see this pastime. He told again, Raghunath, you go and offer again. I have to go. So he went out. Then when Raghunath is offering, he came back to the house, he is hiding. Then Raghunath goes, oh, Gopinath, tears in his eyes. Please take this laddu. Please eat it. So he gave laddu in his hand itself. So then Gopinath is eating laddu. When he is eating, then suddenly Mukunda came inside. Then Gopinath stopped there eating, half laddu in his hand. So then he was so amazed, astonished, tears coming from his whole body shaking. Then he took his son Raghunandan on his lap and then crying. What else? I tried this to give Gopinath, but he never accepted. So he has so advanced, so much love for Krishna. So even today, if you go to Sikanda, place in Navadvip, if you are fortunate in Katwa, before Katwa station, you can actually you can take this darshan of this deity, having half laddu in his hand even today, So amazing, so much love. He is Raghunandan. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during Rath Yatra used to do big kirtan, right? 7 groups of devotees. So mrudangas, kirtan, dancing like that. So in that 7 group, Narari Thakur. Narari Thakur is the elder brother of Mukunda. So the 7 groups, you should remember, because when we are chanting, if you remember this, it will be very nice. 7 groups. The first group, Swarup Damodar is dancing, right? First group. Then Adva, Mula, Swarup Damodar is singing, the first group. And who is dancing? Advaitacharya. So you can imagine, Advaitacharya, wow. Tandava Nritya, It's actually, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and also Sadashiva, Sadashiva is the root of all the Shivas, So you can imagine, expert in dancing, So he is dancing. And then singing of Swarup Damodar. Bah, what an imagination. Then in the second one is Srivas Pandit, Narmani singing. And the dancer is Nityananda Prabhu. So you can imagine. Srivas singing and then Nityananda Prabhu dancing. That's the second group. Then the third group is the Mukunda. That is the father of Raghunandan we are talking about. He's a very great singer. Nartak, the dancer is Haridas Thakur. You can imagine Haridas Thakur. He's amazing. In one of the pastime of Haridas Thakur, I think we talked about. One time, he saw in India they catch a snake. They tame the snake. And then the one who is taming the snake, he starts having a big kind of long, kind of flute kind of thing. and then is doing like this, and then the snake starts dancing like this, doing like this. So when Haridas Thakur saw this, usually great, devotees relate to Krishna's pastime. How Krishna was dancing on the Kaliya, it came into his mind. He started dancing. Wow. So much he lost himself and he fell down. Sattvika, his hairs are standing, tears flowing, this and that. Remembering Krishna. So, then also in this one pastime I have to tell you, when Krishna, after doing that, then all the Naga Kanyas, the ladies of, the wives of this Leela, so they decorated him, and also then he wanted to leave very quickly because Mother Yashoda, they were all, when only Balaram able to keep them alive, He told them, no, don't worry, he is safe, like that. He kind of gave them assuring words. Then Kalyanaga, he totally became a devotee, totally surrendered to Krishna. That's why Nagakanya, why we remember Dvijapatni Nagakanya. Nagakanya became devotee. They said, if our husband, Kalyanaga, if he's not going to become surrendered to you, we will forget him. We will give up. So they made their mind, What is the use of this husband who is opposing to Krishna, is giving, pain to Krishna, not like that. But of course, he surrendered, and then they were happy for him. And they prayed. Then they prayed when he surrendered, oh Lord, please don't kill him, like that. So they decorated him. And that time Krishna wanted to leave very quickly because it's in the middle of that like a lake. Then one snake who was associate of Kalyanaga, he came up, his wood, So Krishna wanted to quickly reach here. So the way he did is, Krishna put his feet on the head of him, and the snake took off, like that, quickly. So looks like Krishna coming very quickly, appearing like they are not seeing the snake underneath the water, but looks like Krishna is, running on top of the water, like that. Is pastime. So the third one is we saw that, right? The third one is Mukunda, and then Haridas Thakur dancing. Then the fourth one, Govinda Ghosh, and then Vakreshwar Pandit. Govinda Ghosh is singer, greatest, Vasu Ghosha, in the evening program, singers, very great singers. Vakreshwar Pandit is in the dance. One time, Vakreshwar Pandit danced for 3 days non-stop. Can you imagine? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glory. Oh, if I had another dancer like you, I would have taken off into the sky. You are like my wing. I don't have another wing like you. Then fifth mandali is the Kulina Grama. All the group of Kulina Grama. And then Kirtaniya Samaj. And Ramananda and Satyaraj is the dancer. Then sixth one is Shantipur. Bhakta Samaj. Shantipur, the Advaita Acharyas play. And the dancer is Achyutananda, son of Advaita Acharya. Then the seventh one we are talking about is the Srikandavasi Bhaktas, all the devotees. And the dancer is Narahari and Raghunandan. This Raghunandan we are talking about. His appearance tomorrow. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to do himself, he used to bring all of them together. You can imagine. What a scene, no? So even otherwise, this one time it happened. Prataprudra, the king, was so fortunate. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives this vision not to everybody. One time he gave that vision. He is on top on his watching. The 7 groups are different around surrounding the Jagannath Rath Yatra, right? All around. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is one, initially in one, right? So that day Prataprudra and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw that. What has happened is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu same time is in 7 groups. And each group is thinking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with them and everybody so amazing kirtan, So that Leela, we saw that. That's of course sometimes is to make them all together, Great. So this is Raghunandan. Many pastimes are there. Raghunandan, there is one pastime where his uncle, his pastime is is the Narahari Sarkar Thakur. Narahari Sarkar is uncle, Mukundas, the elder brother. Is the Madhumati in Krishna's Prana in Krishna. Madhumati, Madhu meaning in Sanskrit, Madhu, like honey. Okay. So in when Srikanda, when he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu came, they desired, we want to taste like Madhu, honey. Then Narahari Sarkar went to one of the lake there. By his Divya Shakti, he made that whole water like Madhu. So even today the name Madhu Sarovar like that, name is there. In that Sarovar, Raghunandan, there was a Kadamba tree, giving 2 flowers. So that pastime is also there, Raghunandan. Then he was also very dear to Srinivas Acharya. Narottamasi Bhaktri Acharya. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared, the Satyamata and then Vishnupriya, they're taken care of. Ishan Thakur. And at that time, Srinivasa Acharya also went to darshan of them. So he's blessing them, Raghunandan, Srinivasa Acharya. The Gaurang Mahaprabhu. So he is telling in this Kali Yuga, all the Vaishnavas always Udvigna Chitta, meaning restless Chitta. So don't worry. Huh? It is the influence of the time, huh? But don't worry. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to do so many things through you. Huh? Yeah, he wants to make so many things. So be satisfied, be like that. He blessed him. So that is Narari, Raghunandan Thakur ki jai ho. Time is up. Pundari ki jai, Raghunatha. See, our Gurudev glorify Raghunath Das Goswami so much, Vilapa Kusumanjali, So, he was born in a very aristocratic family, like almost Indra, but he had so much renunciation, Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to catch him, he wanted to run away. So many times he caught him, brought him back. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified him. Don't do this markata, renunciation. But be satisfied. Krishna will bless you soon. Then Nityananda Prabhu came. So then he blessed him. Nityananda Prabhu caught hold of him. You are like a thief. You are trying to run away from me. I'm going to catch you and give you a punishment. So that punishment is what celebration of the the dahi, dahi chuda, like rice, yogurt rice, chipped rice. That. So then Nityananda Prabhu blessed him. Very soon he will. So that's why it's important. Nityananda Prabhu's mercy through the Guru. So then he was able to easily escape from his father's life. And then he ran to Jagannath Puri. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him in the hands of Sarup Damodar. And then Sarup Damodar wrote down in his diary, based on that, and then Sarup Damodar used to tell all the Leelas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das Goswami. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared and Sarup Damodar disappeared, he felt, I will go to Rajat Dham and then I'll give up, jump from the Govardhan or into the Yamuna. Then he met Rupa and Sanatan. Rupa and Sanatan told him, if by giving up our life, if we can get Krishna Prem, then no, not like that. We should do. But of course, he is Nitya Parikar, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching through all this. So they gave him a place at Radhakund. So Raghunath Das Goswami manifested the Radhakund, Shamkund, the one we see today. So his realizations, is actually reality, his pastime of Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari and Guna Manjari. He wrote down that thing. So we can relish, we can see what is going on in Aprakrit Leela. So that Raghunath Das Goswami. Then when Rupa and Sanatan left, he could not. He felt as if, Govardhan, appearing like tiger, like Radha Kunsham opening like a mouth of tiger. And that's like Viraha. So much he appreciated, Rupa Goswami. That's why Raghunath Das Goswami's, understanding of how dear to Radha. He was in his prayers, or Gurudev talks about. You want to pray Krishna, to Baba. Oh Radha, without you I cannot exist. Without you, there is no meaning being with Krishna or Vrindavan or anything. Only with you. And wherever you are, that's where I am. Serving under the direction of Rupamani. Like that, our intimate bhava, prayojana tattva, is established. So, Raghunath. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also in the same line, he came at the very difficult time. See, this Gaudiya Siddhanta is topmost Siddhanta. There is, really, so these acharyas who made it alive, protected. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is very, very, very important acharya. From the Narottama, lineage. And then Baladev Vidyabhushan, he trained Baladev Vidyabhushan. Baladev Vidyabhushan, he manifested Vedanta Sutra, Govinda Bhashya, and then he re-established bringing Radha with Govinda. The controversy in Jaipur, and his pastime we have seen, and he manifested his Nitya. One time, people were very critical of this understanding of Parakya Bhava. Parakya Bhava is scientifically true. It is not something. Is actually very scientifically true. Maybe some other time we can discuss that. So at that time people were challenging him. Then he manifested his. They wanted to kill him when he was doing parikrama. They were waiting for him, in just the sun, not even in the early morning, not even sunrise, still darkness is there. But that time they saw, they were waiting for him, but instead of finding him, they saw some gopis, young gopis, doing flower collection. They asked him, "Oh, Lale, who are you? We were looking for this Raghunath Das Goswami. No, did he see him? No, I didn't see him. Who are you? Servant of Radha. She has sent us to collect flowers. Oh, she is in, our mother-in-law's place. Yawat, like that. Then they were, oh, please. Then immediately in their place, he appeared. Then they begged her, ask forgiveness from him. So, like that, a powerful Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Wow. So that's why we are very, very fortunate being in this line, you know, unshakable, powerful acharyas. The words cannot touch them, you know, words cannot describe them, touch them. They are like Varnatita, like Krishna said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You cannot describe, glorify them enough. Kalatita, they are beyond time. Deshatita, beyond space, beyond modes of material nature. No? So, still influencing, touching all our heart. That's why tomorrow we celebrate, Vasanta Panchami. It is refreshing. This Ritu is refreshing. That's why, and it will be more refreshing if you think of all these great acharyas. Raghunandan, Pandrik Vidyanidhi, Raghunath Das Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So all glories to them, our humble obeisances at their lotus feet, that bless, begging their mercy to all of us. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Raj Kishore Prabhu has a question. Raj Kishore Prabhu, you can unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Dhanyavad Pranam. Maharaj, you mentioned, Dhanyavad, thank you so much for the Harikatha. You mentioned that the only way to get over this Kam Rog is like to hear Harikatha from a pure devotee, for example, like Srila Gurudev. But now, or at least for external vision, such a devotee is, Srila Gurudev is not physically present. Can we get the same benefit from hearing his recordings, or is it necessary to be sitting at the lotus feet of a sadhu and hear this?
Probably both is helpful. We have taken shelter. Both will be helpful. Both will be effective. We can feel, even if he's recording, if we are sincere, it will have the same effect. And books also, lectures, books, and Gurudev always stressed, he is the one acharya who is, really broke open, this thing. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad Pranam. I have a question regarding mind saver you mentioned before. You said we can do mind saver thinking about like the holy places, and are we allowed to do that, like offering food to the deities, or like thinking of like donating money or preaching, because in Srimad Bhagavatam it says like if you think of good things, it will manifest as a pious like credit or like a count as pious activity. But if we do bad things, then it counts as bad deeds. Thank you so much.
No, seva is some form or the other is what makes us, closer. Seva to others. So whatever we do is actually seva. Nama Prabhu seva, Nama, Prasada seva, Tilaka Seva, Vaishnava Seva, So, like we were telling, Seva is not the activity of our mind or the body. It's actually activity of the soul, Atma. So, when we align in that way, we very beneficial in any part. Of course, the other things will help. Doing perfecting that seva, these other salakarne, the other instruments will be beneficial, and we will learn them later on as we progress. They will become visible or become manifested to you as you go along. Any other question?
Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. My question to you, when I do deity worship, I feel a close connection to the Lordships. But when I'm chanting, it just feels like a mechanical process. So what practical tips can you give me to improve the quality of my chanting?
Like you have to be like be with Gurudev, do like couple of rounds as if we are present with Gurudev. Actually, we are with Gurudev all the time. Can never be separated. So then the great Vaishnavas, previous Guru Acharyas, they are also there. See, this one Guru Tattva, when we are with Gurudev, we are with all the entire Guru Parampara. With Krishna, Radha, Of course, we may not understand or we may not have realization, but the truth is that, So gradually, then he talked about like when you're chanting, you remind yourself. Now, for example, Vishnu Priya was chanting, counting, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You can also do like that, remembering Vishnu Priya, how she was chanting. Then making, boga from that, and then Raghunanda, crying, You can do this even though you may not be doing, deity worship. You can be doing while chanting also. To remember these pastimes. Then those devotees going to Pundarik Vidyanidhi, you can see, in the dream, Jagannath Baldev came and then smashed his cheeks. So those things will bring to connection to the pastimes of Krishna. Then it is a different level. He was chanting. Goes very fast. Very fruitful. Meaning it will, bring closer to Guru. Closer to Vaishnava, closer to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then last time we talked about Narahari Seva Vigraha. Remember? He was doing a service like they used to be called as mother of Gaudiya Math. And no one saw him taking leave. After finishing all his service, he used to tie up his sika, as if feels wake up like this. So of course we may not be able to mimic them or imitate. We should not imitate. But if we remember them, even if we get a part of their strength, their absorption. See, our Gurudev used to say one thing, if you, in your mind, you should not, suppose you are thinking somebody, say, not a good person or something, all their bad qualities, then we make connection with their heart. As soon as we think, we are making a connection with their heart. So all their bad things will come and flow into your heart. It's like a gravity. They are more, bad than us. So it is true with the other great Vaishnavas, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, of course, Vishnu Priya, Raghunandan, of course, they are on the Nitya. Think of their personality, all their good qualities. Of course, they're all of good qualities, right? Brimming with good qualities. It will flow into our heart. Huh? So, it is true same way, same. So that's why all the time, don't forget about the negatives, okay? They have gone through so many difficulties. So many people might have hurt us. We have to forgive them and pray for them, See, Haridas Thakur never took, See, in all these Vaishnavas, these pastimes, we don't see them talking of any this kind of things, revenge or this and that, they tolerate it, toleration. That's why the one distinguishing quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is this tolerance. That's why he said, Trunadapi sunechena taroripa sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari. This is our initiated into this mantra. We follow this. So this is our galara hara. We have to wear this mala, garland, these four qualities. So we keep praying to this mantra, this sloka, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And see, these mantras are also personalities. Okay, don't we beg them, before you even say beg them, cry for them. Please manifest yourself in my heart, so that makes it easier, like that your quality can improve. By the mercy of the mantra itself, by the mercy of devotees, past, these great personalities are always with us. You remember them, they are with you. That's all to it, Just remembering meanings, you are calling them, no charges for this call, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you. Time is up, and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. So now we go on to Vishnudev Stuti with Raj Kishore Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees, Dhanyavad Pranam. So it's on page 356, the songbook. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Jai Nrsimha. Namaste Narasimhaya, Praladana Hiranyakashipurvakshana Vasilatam Kanakalaye Silatam kana kanaye. Ito nishimo parato nishimo. Yato yato yami tato nishimo. Bahi nishimo idaye nishimo. Narashima madim sharanam prapate. Narashima madim sharanam prapate. Tava kara kamala vare nakamadbhutam shringam. Dalita dhiranya kashipu tanubhrega. Kesavadritra narahari rupa. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Kesavadritra narahari rupam. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Nishrimadev, Jaya Nishrimadev, Nishrimadev, Jaya Nishrimadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Shri Nishingadev Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. The translation: I offer pranam unto Shri Nishimha Bhagavan, who gives joy to Prahlad Maharaj, and whose nails are like chisels on the stone-like chest of the demon Hiranyakashipu. Nrsimhadev is here and also there. Wherever I go, Nrsimhadev is there. He is in the heart and he is outside as well. I surrender unto Nrsimhadev, the origin of everything and the supreme refuge. Upon the beautiful lotuses of your hands, your nails, with their amazing tips, have torn asunder the wasp-like body of Hiranyakashipu. O Kesava, who assumed the form of a man-lion, all glories to you, O Lord of the universe, O Hari. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Brother Kishore Prabhu, for that. Now, unfortunately, Arun Krishna Prabhu doesn't have power with the load shedding going on from yesterday. So, Brother Kishore Prabhu, can I please ask you to sing the next one? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, sure. Shri Shri Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Madhav Ju Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Guru Maharaj Om Vishnu Padaya Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta